Well, hello, folks out there in YouTube land. Got a big show lined up for you. Let's get right on into it. All right, yeah, portal chaos. It's been kind of crazy. A lot of people leaving. Some are not. Some have decided to stay. We're going to talk all about that. This is the crazy time that we're going to have to get used to. This portal stuff, every single player, for lack of a better term, is a free agent every year. It's just kind of the way it is. You have to re-recruit your players that you want to keep. You might be inviting others to go out the door in a subtle or not so subtle way. And Tennessee is just like every other team. Once they're done for the season, that's when everybody's going to head out. And that makes sense. And a lot of the guys, look, there's a lot of talented people out there that are sitting on benches that are tired of sitting on the bench.
I'm not going to be ignored, Dan.
And so they want to go play. And they want to make some money too. I can't blame them for that. So let's get into the Tennessee portal news. And we did get some really good news, I believe it was last night. Yeah, Boo Carter is staying home. He says, home sweet home to me. And my understanding is everything that we've talked about was he wanted to be sure that he was going to get to play offense next year as well as defense. And I think that was the sticking point for him. And he had been recruited with the understanding that that would be allowed over time. And I think Heupel and the other coaches are like, yeah, we're going to let you do that. And that makes perfect sense because he's probably the most dangerous person out there on the field. That's why he's a punt returner. First of all, you put somebody back there to field punts who has great hands. That's number one. Number two, they got to be fearless because that's the toughest job in football to me. I've always said the job I would least like to have in college football or NFL is fielding punts. It's a thankless job. It's dangerous as crap. And if you fumble, you're the GOAT. You lost the game for us. Whereas if you catch it, well, you're supposed to catch it. You know, in the meantime, there's 5 guys running down 100 miles an hour, getting ready to take your daggone head off. So it takes a special person to return punts, and he's great at it. So he's a guy that played some wide receiver in high school. He's obviously got really good hands, and he's electric with the football. So putting him on offense makes perfect sense. Boo's fine. He's staying. And he's also going to be key for our safety play. And he's a true freshman. He was already basically took over that position. So anyway, really good news there. The bad news is Squirrel White. As you can see, he's entered the portal. That's 17 total that we've got outgoing. And Squirrel was great 2 years ago, caught a ton of passes. He and Joe Milton were buddies. They had pretty much been second string, so they were very comfortable with each other. And he caught like over 800 yards worth of passes and really looked great. And this year he got hurt early in the season and he struggled the whole rest of it. And he played hurt the whole rest of the year, constantly having shoulder problems. And that's very difficult. So his production was cut in about half. At his size, 167 pounds, he's only about 5'9", super fast, but it's just hard to play in the SEC at that size. You get hit a few times, and it's easy to get hurt. And I'd always wondered, how long he could last out there. He's tough as shoe leather. I'm telling you, he's the toughest out there for his size. And I got to give him a lot of credit for trying to get through it. But he has entered the portal. That doesn't mean that he won't necessarily come back, but he's going to go out there and test the waters, and he may move on. And, of course, there's been a lot of talk about Nico. It's a cryptic Instagram that he put out. And that was a while back. Says, been busy on Instagram. He posted the first photo, deleted it, then posted the same photo with a different emoji. And it was this photo right here. This obviously got people's attention because look at this emoji. He's sitting there thinking. That makes people think, oh, crap. Then he posted this one, which makes you think, well, maybe he's not thinking about leaving. Now, there's people from other teams that are trying to upset the Vols. This guy said, boy from Bama. He said, Nico about to hit the transfer portal. I can feel it. That was just a couple hours ago. But, it's just people trolling. And then here it says, Tennessee will use Ohio State loss as fuel motivating during offseason. Nico discusses Tennessee's motivation ahead of the 2025 season. And here's somebody else trolling, talking about, oh, well, they must not have enjoyed the trip to Columbus. That's typical X stuff. Bro Bible, is Nico going to transfer, etc. They're just stirring it up. Here's one that says Nico will be the veteran. Of course he will be, with Gaston Moore leaving. So anyway, I do not think he's going anywhere. I think that's just some people running with rumors, etc. He and Josh Heupel are tight as ticks.
Stay as long as you can. For the love of God, cherish it.
So I don't see that being an issue. You know, he knows he's got this role as a starting quarterback, and everything's kind of built around him. So he's not going anywhere. And this is a little bit of Lenora Sellers had to go through the same thing. But South Carolina has a history of letting players leave over money. They lost 3 All-SEC players over that. Whereas Tennessee, if they want you to stay, you're going to stay if it's over money. So and I don't think it is. Nico's being well compensated. And if it needs to be adjusted, they will. Let's take a look at the portal overall for Tennessee. The thing that is surprising, how many wide receivers have hit the portal. And I mean, it's a bunch. First of all, you've already got Brew McCoy going to the NFL, Dante Thornton, NFL, they've already declared. So on top of those 2, you've got 5 actual wide receivers, and I'll show you those. Obviously, Squirrel White, Holden Stays, who's a tight end, another tight end in Charlie Browder, Nathan Leacock, Nate Spillman, Chaz Nimrod, and Caleb Webb. So that's 5 wide receivers plus the 2 going to the NFL, and then 3 tight ends. All right, that's 10 people that catch the ball that are gone. 2 to the NFL, 8 have transferred. So it looks like we're having an almost complete turnover in wide receivers. Of course, you got Mike Matthews and Braylon Staley, who they got last year, who were big-time recruits. One's a 5-star, one was a high 4-star. And I think we'll see a lot of them. Of course, you got Brazell, who was a transfer last year, has got a lot of upside. And then you've got some new guys coming in that'll be true freshmen. But it sounds like Heupel's going to be very busy in the portal going after wide receivers. Now, today is the last day to enter the portal. So if nobody else enters, this will be pretty much the number. You might have 1 or 2 more. We'll see. I think it's till midnight. It's got to be to midnight. I haven't seen anything different than that. And it's the 28th. Now, after that, plenty of players can come in. They just can't exit unless they're part of the playoff. And then as soon as their team loses, they get 5 days, which means there's 8 teams that will have a ton of people hit the portal after they lose. And you can pretty much figure 15 to 20 a team. So times 8, that's 150, 160 players that'll hit the portal out of those teams. And you've got a bunch of players at Ohio State that are wide receivers that are sitting on the bench. They've got so many 5-stars over there. There's going to be a bunch of them that will probably be sitting there going, man, we're never going to play with this Jeremiah Smith guy and these other dudes. That could be possibilities to pick up for many teams. Tennessee will probably be looking in that direction. They got a good look at those guys. And the same with all the other teams that are up there. So there's already a bunch of portal players out there and then a bunch more coming. So Tennessee will fill their needs. It's just a matter of can they get the quality that they want. Let's take a look at the portal right now and who's leading the race, so to speak. All right, LSU is sitting in first place with 14 commits.
And we're sitting here again. We're sitting here again talking about the same things.
Now, their average is 89.77, which is considered a low 4-star, maybe a high 3-star is their average. Texas Tech is in second. Ole Miss, they are always spending a lot of time in there. They're sitting here at 88.6 is their average of their players. And then Auburn at 14 people they're bringing in, et cetera. Here's Florida State likes to spend a lot of time in there too. But as you can see, there's only so much out there so far as talent level. It's not like there's, half a dozen or a dozen 5-stars sitting out there ready to go, or at least that are ranked 5-stars now. They might have been in high school, but their current rank is usually about a low 4-star or a high 3-star. You do have a few guys that will go for the money, but it's not a whole lot. So there's going to be probably a wait and see and try to get some of these big dogs that can really make a difference, especially at wide receiver. We're probably looking at adding a running back, I would have to think, and then probably another offensive lineman. But the Vols are getting ready to go shopping in a major way because they've only added one so far. So we'll know for sure by midnight tonight if there's going to be any more portal entries. I do not see Nico doing anything. I cannot imagine him leaving. And it's nice to have Boo back in the boat, so to speak. I am concerned. I hate losing Squirrel. I really was a Squirrel White fan. And maybe he'll come back. You never know. But he may not. But here's the thing. He gave his all. He did. When he went out there, this guy's 167 pounds out there with guys 50% bigger than him, and he was fearless. So I give him a lot of credit, and he played real well. So anyway, that's just an update on transfer portal, kind of give you an idea of what's going on. I don't know did y'all watch Diego Pavia in the game against Georgia Tech? That guy, he just wins. The dude just wins. And so they finished 7-6. They win a bowl game, and Vanderbilt's, you just got to root for a team like that. It's been at a doormat for years. And Diego just doing Diego things. He may get to play next year, so we'll find out. Anyway, if you like this content, be sure to hit that like button. Let's continue to cover all these big college sports stories. If you've not subscribed, boom, 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 hit this little button right here. It won't cost you a dime. Help you get my videos. And right over here is the most recent video that YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. And we'll see you next time on Sports Talk Jay.
Merry Christmas! Dinner was